David, it's just a quick hit. Let's get into it. We have a few things to talk about today. Uh, we got to start out with Garcelle again. We've been doing a lot of Garcelle lately. Hello, Garcelle. We haven't talked about this. I find very interesting. When she was on Watch What Happens, did you all pick up on this? She ran into PK and Mauricio. Where was she? Was she at Chateau Marmont? Or was she somewhere in Beverly Hills or Hollywood? But she ran into PK and Mauricio. She had this run in and she said she ran into him. And she thought it was funny. I think it's funny. First of all, PK, you're out every night with, I'm gonna get some coffee. Sorry if the microphone just went out. PK, you're out all the time with Mauricio. Every time someone runs into you, you two girls are out together. Good for you. And I think now that PK is really off the show, I mean, he doesn't give a fuck. So, I mean, it's been like a year. So she says she ran into PK and they're like, Garcelle. And PK says to her, Garcelle, on a scale from 1 to 10, how happy are you to be off RHOBH? And she said, a 30. And then they cracked up. So kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, who isn't happy to be off the show? You love the money, you love it helped her career, it reinvigorated it. She's the first one to admit it. It reinvigorated Richards and Rinna and all, but I mean, yeah, you've got to be so happy to be off the show. What is there to like about being on this show? PK, I know for a fact is happy to be off the show. And even Mauricio, I'm sure, is like, this ain't buying Beverly Hills. That shit wasn't fun. So I love this little run-in between PK and Garcelle and Mauricio. And I love that PK is the shady bitch that he is. And he's bringing up like, how happy are you to be off the show on a scale from 1 to 10? And Garcelle, shady boots, you're saying a 30. She also said, she's dating and it's fun and it's much easier to date off the show. And, it's not for everyone dating on a reality show. I'm sure that that is true. So there you go. And she says she doesn't want to look around and say, coulda, shoulda, woulda. She's be thrilled to be spending more time with her uh, children. And also, they even asked her, we covered this. I joked that Avi is Team Garcelle. They even asked her about Avi, and which I actually think is interesting. They said, did you get Avi in the divorce? And she laughed and she said, did I get Avi in the divorce? LOL. That's hysterical. She didn't really answer the question. She just said, that's hysterical. Yes, you are divorced from Sutton. You said your friendship is over with her forever. And she said, look, Avi's a great guy and we bonded during the show. And he's really fun. And look, he's such a great guy. There's no reason not to be friends with him. So I'm sure that's the case, Garcelle, but let's be honest. You take a little pleasure in the fact that your friendship with Sutton is over for good, and you did get Avi in the divorce. So I love that she's addressed it. We talked about it last week, or early. I don't, yeah, last week. It's all blending together to me, guys. Last week, and I love that PK is bringing up Beverly Hills when they are out together. What was I going to say? Danielle and Lindsay were just seen filming the Summer House spinoff. We know Lindsay's in it. Kyle and Amanda, we believe, are going to be in it. There's a lot of talk. Paige is not going to be in it. Carl is not going to be in it. Hannah's not going to be in it. There's a lot of talk about Andrea Denver and his wife. There's a lot of talk about Luke Goldberson. There's all this talk, and we really didn't ever talk. I mean, there was never any like, is Danielle going to be a part of this? So these pictures surfaced, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, we forgot Danielle, which I guess a lot of people do when it comes to Summer House. No shade. I've had Danielle on this podcast. I like Danielle. I like her. She chose her real life job over, the freaking reality TV. So that makes me like her a lot. So they're filming the Summer House spinoff. Danielle and Lindsay were caught in a scene, and the internet has gone crazy. Really funny. I'd like to know if Andrea and Luke are part of it, but they're filming and it is happening. Let's talk about this that Melissa Gorga, we've been talking a lot about her, Teresa does all the interviews. Melissa's back at it now. Melissa Gorga takes accountability in the feud with Teresa. Now, she's not saying it's only her fault, but at least she is taking accountability. She is all for the reconciliation for the kids. And she says, um, I take accountability. We all need to take accountability, including myself. So she takes it. Teresa, I need to hear from you that you take it. And Josefina Gorgasita, the little guy, my friend, the little guy, I need to hear from you too. Melissa takes it. She says, we all need to take accountability. And I do, including myself. It's a sad thing. And, then they said, are you gonna, tell us about this? And when is this gonna happen? Like, is it scheduled? If it is, when is it gonna happen? Et cetera, et cetera. And she said, listen, we've done every single thing on TV. We've done everything on TV. We're not filming now, so this can be private. So, nothing has ever been private for us. This, I think I'm just gonna keep this private. All right, well, stick to your story. And when you're sitting there, because they said, are you going to go? Is it going to be you and Teresa separately? Joe and Teresa separately? Joe, you and Teresa all together? Is it just the two of them? Is it just the two of you? I don't know. I kind of think Teresa and Joe need to do it separately. And for the show, I mean, if there's ever going to be a show, I think it needs to be Teresa and Melissa. But Melissa said, because they said, is it going to be the three of you, just Joe and Teresa, just you and Teresa, like separately? Who's involved? She said, I'm going to keep that private. Good for you. Also seems like Melissa knows for a fact if it's happening. So Melissa takes accountability in the feud with Teresa. Teresa, look, taking accountability is the first step. The second step is hearing why the person is mad. Why is Melissa mad? Why is Joe mad? I imagine because you were working with the blogs, Teresa, and you were liking shit and making comments online that, when people were saying she cheated on her husband. Melissa and Joe, why is Teresa mad? She's hurt, which has led to anger now in the 5 stages of grief because you didn't go to her wedding. She's probably also hurt and angry that you said all sorts of bad things about the quote unquote love of her life. So first step is accountability. Good for you, Melissa. You took the first step. Now you have to meet and hear each other out about why they're angry. And then the third step is an apology all around. And then the fourth step is let's put the words into action. There's 4 steps. Thank you, Melissa, for taking the first step, for taking accountability. I agree with you. All the others